Hey guys, it's Damien from Marketing Food Online. As you may or may not know, I am an avid reader. I read anywhere from 10 to 12 books a week, and I keep myself busy when I am not doing these videos or running my businesses. I catch up on as many books as possible. I don't necessarily read them from cover to cover, but I try to find out the most important parts in all of them. I'm going to give you 5 books that I'm actually currently reading. I would recommend, if you get an opportunity, to get a copy of one of these for yourself. It would be definitely worth your time. So I'm going to go over that list right now. Hey guys, I'm going to go over the 5 books that I'm currently reading. You may think to yourself, how do you read 10 books a week? I'll be quite honest with you. I don't read them from cover to cover. I go into books that I find current, like something that's interesting for me, something that's current and that would apply to my business, as well as my own personal development as well. Being an entrepreneur over the past 10 years now has been not only a big change, of course, in my life as a business and profession, but as a personal level, it's allowed me to grow as an individual and helped me become a much bigger thinker, challenging myself to create new things and push myself to limits that I usually didn't do for the 25 to nearly 30 years that I was in retail. So now that I am actually running my own business, it's given me a chance to challenge myself every single day, and it's been a great trip so far. So I'm going to reach down here and grab, I've got 5 books. I'll put some description and links down below where you can pick up a copy of these for yourself. They're just great books with absolutely wonderful information in them. Everything from thinking bigger, allowing yourself to kind of expand your thinking outside of where you are right now to get to where you want to be. And they are also entrepreneurial books on how to start a small business and some of the questions that you can actually ask yourself to find out more about where you want to be as an entrepreneur. So the first book I've got is The Magic of Thinking Big, and this is a fantastic book. I have kind of read it so much I've torn off half the book off the pages. This is by David Schwartz. This is a fantastic book, and I hope you get a nice shot of that there. This is something that can be an eye-opener for you if you are looking to expand not only from a personal perspective, but in the business world, and then get yourself in a better place than where you are now. I know when I was working a job, it was just not challenging enough for me. It was not where I wanted to be. I knew that there's something bigger and better for myself. I just wasn't sure exactly what that was, to be honest with you. But over the years, I've now evolved into where I am now, and it's a huge, huge challenge, but it's definitely something that I take on every day, and I love it. So the next one is by Craig Hickman, and this is actually an amazing book. The reason why I say that is that it's basically a real practical information. That the name of it's kind of redundant, but it gives you a lot of practical knowledge and guide and questions. It's 50 smart questions to ask yourself and about where you want to be as an entrepreneur or business person. This is the book right here, Practical Business Genius. It's 50 smart questions. It's not that thick of a book. It's not really that big. It's only about I think about 200 pages, 300 pages, not that big. So this is a hardback book, fantastic, especially if you're just getting started in the world of business. So this one here is a kind of an older book. It's actually, I think it was from the 1970s, but it doesn't matter. The information is priceless. How to start your own business without losing your shirt. Okay, this is a great book that will explain some of the super ultra basic concepts of thinking like an entrepreneur and acting like one, but without jumping into something and getting into a business super fast, taking little steps to gradually pull you from that 9 to 5 into where you want to be as a small business owner. But it's a great book, gives you a lot of things to think about. He actually interviews, I believe it's 15 entrepreneurs. He interviews them and gets questions about how they started and what got them to where they are today. So now this one is, I was so excited when I found this, and believe it or not, I knew nothing about this author, but I came across a website about subscription business. And the reason why, the automatic customer, okay, this is fantastic. This gives you a concept about subscription businesses online and how to create one, the steps to get one up and running, the way to price it, how to develop your marketing, everything about it. And I actually, when I read this book, This gave me a lot of tips on what I do now, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have nearly, I think it's 13 different subscriptions available with our candy business. That book gave me a better understanding of online subscription businesses. But I took that information and kind of transformed that into my food business. This isn't specifically about food, to be upfront and honest. This isn't, but this gives you a better understanding of how the subscription world works. And I was able to utilize that information and transform that. So when I say I've got 12 subscription businesses, we have a chocolate pretzel of the month club, we have a brittle of the month, we have a cookie of the month club, we have a cake of the month, and just so on and on and on. But it gave me the ability to generate a lot of revenue from that concept when I understood how subscription businesses worked. Last but not least, this book here is something that I just got, and I'm actually loving it, and I haven't gotten that far into it just yet. But me and my wife are kicking around the idea of franchising what we do in our shop and creating our retail storefront and franchising the concept of our idea of a candy shop, which is really actually unlike any of them that are out there right now. But I don't understand a lot of the real detailed information about the franchising world yet. But this book is fantastically written. It's absolutely amazing. Grow smart but risk less. Okay, Shelley Sun. It's the low capital path to multiplying your business through franchising. One really quick note about franchising. You can actually franchise an idea. I don't know if you knew this or not, but you can franchise the concept of an idea if you have it well thought out, even if you don't even have a retail storefront. If you don't even have it up and running, there's a way to franchise the concept, which is really interesting. I'm reading some about that book in this book. So if you have an idea for something, you don't necessarily have to have it in a brick and mortar up and running, which is kind of amazing. I didn't know that. I've actually spoken to 3 franchise companies that build franchises for you. They take your concept and they sell it. And one of them actually told me that, and I was blown away. And he actually asked me, he said, "Do you guys have a retail candy shop?" And I said, "We'll be working on that. We actually work from our commercial facility. We sell online. It's really online. We don't really have our shop, candy shop, but we did, of course, have our bakery and cookie shop." But he said, "Well, if you've got it written out," he says, you can sell the idea." So with that being said, those are 5 books that I would highly recommend. If you want to get a couple of them, get one of them or get them all. They would definitely give you a great understanding about starting a small business, getting into the food business, and maybe even franchising a simple idea without even having to have a retail storefront. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate the time watching. If the video was really informative, do always give me a big thumbs up. I'll leave a couple links down below. You can click on those books, take a look more about them, and hopefully they will help you give a better understanding. And thank you guys. Take care.